All right, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar addressed Japan-India-Africa Forum and said India's engagement with Africa focuses on building long-term sustainable partnerships through capacity building, skill development and technology transfer rather than an interactive or extractive model. Mr. Jaishankar underscored India's deepening economic ties with Africa, noting that the bilateral trade has reached nearly 12 billion. Aditya, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast to give us more details about this. Aditya? Let's listen to this reaction.
This distinguished gathering at the Japan-India-Africa Business Forum. I would like to begin by expressing my appreciation to the Government of Japan and Nikkei for convening this forum. It highlights the deep and shared commitment of India and Japan to strengthening our engagement bilaterally as well as collaborate to promote development and economic growth in Africa and beyond. India and Japan share a relationship anchored in shared values of democracy, freedom and rule of law, as well as a common vision for a free and open Indo-Pacific. Over the years, our bilateral relations have evolved into a special strategic and global partnership. Together, we have built strong foundations in areas such as infrastructure, technology, healthcare, and education. Our engagement within Quad further complements and reinforces our bilateral engagement in a wide range of areas for greater public good. I'm glad to address.
Aditya, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast. Aditya, the External Affairs Minister, extremely happy with the way India and Japan are going, and he's also cited the example of how India has fomented, very profound and deep connections with the African Union, especially after helping them with the G20 forum.
Absolutely, Vineet. For quite some years, India has been, partnering with African countries, to support, to accelerate their economic development, because we know for quite some time, there has been many outbreaks of diseases in Africa, and, the economic development has also been marred. We have recently seen, in many African countries, some terrorists, some militancies also taken an active role, and then that is, impeding its, race to development, and what External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar spoke about India and Japan, as I quote, India and Japan share a relationship anchored in shared values of democracy, freedom and rule of law, as well as a common vision for a free and open Indo-Pacific. Over the years, our bilateral relations have evolved into a special strategic and global partnership. So, together we have built strong foundations in areas such as infrastructure, technology, healthcare and education. Our engagement within Quad further complements and reinforces our bilateral engagement in a wide range of areas for greater public good. So, whenever, there is a mention of Japan, he has emphasized the importance of Quad, which, whose aim is to contain the growing rise of China. And, as far as Africa is concerned, he has said that as the global south emerges as the future driver of economic growth, it is imperative that we ensure its aspirations and interests are fully represented on the global stage. And India has consistently championed this cause, whether through the voice of the Global South Summits or indeed a G20 presidency, where African Union's full membership in the G20 was successfully ensured. So, these are the key points, that Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar highlighted at the Japan-India-Africa Business Forum, and, further going forward, relationships between India and Japan and the African countries will be on a positive trajectory. Yes, Vineet.
All right, appreciate you joining us. All right, ahead of the upcoming budget session of Jammu and Kashmir.